I clicked off. It got upset. All right. So, this is a Patreon pick from Hall. Hall, thank you for being a lovely Patreon supporter. And for this game, picking this game, it is so creepy. And I hope we can keep Marianne alive. I do like Marianne, so hopefully I can keep her alive. We'll see, though. I like Marianne, too. Heck, I pretty much like them all except Yuke. Yuke? He's now Yuke. Except Luke, yeah. Who likes Luke? I don't know if anyone does. I made the mistake of viewing some of the more graphic scenes in this game. Oh, no. It doesn't hold back with some of the death scenes. That doesn't surprise me. Thank you for the hugs, guys. Yuke, you mean yuck. You share whatever's going on when you feel ready to do so. Thanks. Thank you, thank you. Obviously now I wouldn't feel so bad sharing it, but I still don't really want anyone to hate Shy Guy, because, like, again, I don't. Like, so, just shit has happened. So. They want a little overkill? Well, let's find out. So, do I do continue? Who am I? I'm Marianne. Okay, so continue worked just fine, it seems. My Hannah relationship is great. So is Wright, because I kept accidentally doing shit he liked by being an asshole to him. Alright. This community is amazing and wonderful, and honestly, such a fucking help. I don't know where I'd honestly be right now. Like, I'd be fine. I'd be able to get through it, but, like, you guys have helped so incredibly much in helping me not worry. And knowing I have support and people to talk to if I need it. Like, I have more than enough, and I really appreciate it. You guys are absolutely fucking wonderful. All the hugs. Itchy. Okay. This man can burn in the dumpster banishment fire. It's true. Everyone here is awesome. It's true. I love everyone so much. All the hugs. Oh, my back cracked. Alright. Excuse me. But after meeting with the Wrights yesterday, really made me want to break my self-imposed rules. Because first off, fucking damn whiskey was fucking damn Mr. Wright. This is her finding it out. F. And to top it all off, they had somehow forgotten to inform me that they didn't own the Ermengarde mansion yet when they hired me. What sort of person does that?
Ugh, rich people.
Valid. I could do nothing but twiddle my thumbs at this, however. Twiddle my thumbs and wait for the go signal. It's not like I can accept other smaller projects. This is a big job, and I should be ready to start it on it at any time. Not to mention that my PA practically begged me to be patient and wait this out. It was a hard decision to agree, but I did so in the end. Besides, I'm doing this for the Ermengarde mansion, not for anything or anyone else. I'd have a headache, whatever I do anyway. I'd go to the pub again, but seeing what happened a few days ago, I'd rather not end up in bed with another potential client. And it might be a huge leap in logic, but a library is the next best thing after the pub. I have to go there anyway. I need more books, for Dad. Plus, I need to return the ones I borrowed last time. Finding a new book or two to read for myself while I have nothing to do isn't such a bad idea either. So on a Saturday morning, I find myself going to the library in Luxborn to, hopefully, cool off. If that isn't a mood, I don't know what is. You guys help me unwind after tough days enough times to deserve all the love. Dawn. What the hugs. Everyone is awesome. God damn it, Stardust. It's gonna get stuck in my head now. So first glance, my brain did not see a library. Like when I was looking at chat and I saw just it out of the corner of my eye. It looked like a bowling alley for a second. After returning to Urzuli and a poetry book by Henry of Poda-Brady. I asked the librarian about the several titles on my list, though I don't have much luck on that front. Dialogue with Death has already been snatched, and she bluntly said that she did not keep our mathematical universe for someone who didn't return books on time. I make headway, at least, when I ask about Siege and Rendition by Havana by Jacobo de Pazula? Don't know. If you count her snarling and pointing at the history section as headway, that is. The history section is devoid of any other except for myself and a redhead, though I'd wager a guess that Red's just passing by to get to the classical literature section. Is this... What's her name? So many books, so little time. Well, she's not really a redhead. She's pink hair, but... Scanning the books and seeing so many wonderful titles gives me a great pleasure. And that's when I spotted...
Hello, sailor. Why don't you come to Mama?
Oh, I'll come to Mama. I couldn't say it with a straight face. Stephanie? Cat, you know? Oh my god, these names hurt. I can't read them. It's not the naval battle It's not the naval battle book I was looking for. No, it's even better. The newly acquired History of Luxburn Architecture, first edition too. I know I just have to get it. I have been waiting to get my hands on a book for so long. This book. The fact that there is only one copy proves to be a problem, though, when Red reaches out for it at the same time as I do.
I think I had this first, miss.
Fucking knew it! I would call her hair pink, but maybe that's also the filter I have on my screen. Cat wants to come to Mama. Oh, no. Wines and sub. God damn it. Just imagining that she was greeting Becca like that. Becca, thank you. I couldn't remember Becca's name. Oh, hi, Becca. Yeah, she hasn't been around in a while. I almost spit all over my desk seeing all the sprays. Thank you, Stardust. She says that to a book? Yep. Oh my god. Anyway. I can only stare her down when she refuses to let go of the book. Refusing to let go of it as well, I raise a brow at her in the hopes that the fact that I was significantly taller than her would intimidate the girl. No. Even then, she refused with a rebellious look.
This isn't exactly light reading, miss. I mean, do you even know which architect was at the forefront of 18th century Irish architecture?
A beat. She blinks, and I can't help the smirk on my face, which is wiped off when she opens her mouth.
Edward Lovett Pierce, who established the Palladian style through his work with Castletown House and the Irish Houses of Parliament.
I would ship them, but I feel like they're two doms that would just try to out-dom each other. Thanks for refilling my water bottle, Fender. Last time we actually saw her was the party at Hannah's chapter. Right. That was only mentioned in passing in Zachary's. Right. Yeah, it has been a while. I was getting a bit hot. Oh my god.
This bridge was destroyed in this year to delay French troops while under the regency of Mary of Guise.
That is not what I was expecting. Let's be honest. How many people would know these history facts? Aside from me, anyway.
Going right to the obscure ones, aren't you? Easy enough. Tullybody Old Bridge in Clackmannanshire, Scotland, on the January of 1560, if we want to be specific.
They would step on each other. Fair. Suddenly, it's a game where we throw these history questions and facts at each other, back and forth in hushed tones, unless we want to be thrown out of the library. After a while, it goes for some strange competition into this strange but friendly banter, if it could be called that. But as fun as it is, the exchange soon slows down until we're grinning at how odd this whole scene is.
Marianne McCollough, my desire for potatoes doesn't quite match what the stereotypes suggest.
Rebecca Gales, the Scots' supposed hatred for the English wasn't enough to stop me from teaching their little spawns.
By then, we had forgotten about our little tug of war, although she still holds the book in her hands. I had let go of it without realizing when she answered my first question.
History teacher, then?
Got it in one.
No wonder you gave me a run for my money. Now, if we're talking about architecture, I'd blow you out of the water. You're from where? Luxburn Uni?
Oh no, just St. Goretti's.
Ah yes, St. Goretti's. You'd think a school would choose a more appropriate saint to name themselves after, especially when they have very young students.
And I'm guessing you're an architect, if you're so confident about the subject.
Interior designer, Miss Gales.
Please, just call me Rebecca. You aren't one of my students, are you?
Marianne, then.
I could have said that I was an architect, but there's no point in explaining why I wasn't one anymore.
So, I've never seen you before. I'd like to think I've met every history aficionado in town.
I blame the rock I've been hiding under, of course. That, and I'm usually only here on the weekdays if time allows. Work often has me meeting clients on the weekends.
Is this love, Fran? Is this flirting? Oh my god. Let the nerd off commence. Yeah. Anatomically complex. I've seen enough comics to know where this is going. I love the amount of confidence from both of them. Yeah. It's great.
That must be interesting work.
It allows for some creative freedom, sure. But it's like working with children sometimes. Though you probably have it harder working with actual children. The hardest part is convincing them that your idea is their idea.
That sounds exciting.
I just noticed. I ship them. I mean, yeah. But like I said, they'll try to outdom each other. I just noticed, though, and I'm sorry, I just have to say it since I noticed it. When Rebecca shifts arms, her arms disappear first and then reappear. I ship them hard.
It is!
But isn't that true for any workplace, though? We just cross our fingers and hope there aren't any man-children in charge of important things.
I don't know Rebecca's orientation, but I think Marianne's at least bisexual.
Any big projects right now? I can't imagine that interior designing is a frequent thing.
I'm working on the Ermengarde mansion. Lucky me. That mansion. Inta. Wonderful. Breathtaking. I can't wait to start in it. Now that is beautiful architecture.
A pause. It looks like she wants to say something at my mention of the house. I'm not surprised. That place is certainly popular with locals, especially with the urban legends attached to it. In the next second, though, she seems to think better of it and drops what she's about to say.
So, do you have a portfolio or anything I can take a look at? I'd love to see your designs. Maybe you have some on a tablet?
Marianne is definitely at least bisexual, yeah. Because it showed, like, her posters in her room and stuff, and I think she had a love interest that she had that was a woman first. Or at least that was, like, true love and she's having a hard time getting over. But obviously she also tried to sleep with Luke, so here we are.
I've met some designers before, and they're always going crazy over these virtual room apps or another.
A tablet? Please. Callicrates didn't need those silly eye tabs when he built the Parthenon. I certainly don't need one to design a house.
The computer back at my place is all I have. Why should I buy such an expensive gadget that will just get outdated within the year when what I have is just as functional? The traditional ways had a far more personal touch, in my opinion. Not to mention those smartphones are awful tools of procrastination. I feel attacked right now. How fucking dare? Hi, Luke. Hi, Luke Vader. When we should talk Luke, it's not you, I swear. There's no Keanu Reeves in this mansion, so it can't be breathtaking. No, he calls everyone else breathtaking, so technically. Thoughts for party? Saturday at noon, Kat celebrates 5 years of streaming with Keita, and incentives at 6 p.m. we move this party to Keita Nash's channel. That works. That works perfect. I feel called out, right? I can't even count on one hand the number of people I see going outside only to have their eyes glued to the things. And fuck touch screens. They're evil things that make typing what should have been a simple task harder. I mean, I don't disagree with that because I have nails. I hate touch screens. Hate it, but like it's the least possible to break because I've broken 2 flip phones and a slide phone. No, 1 flip phone and 2 slide phones. So I was like, oh, I guess I should get a touch phone.
I do have an online portfolio if you'd like. I can...
Speaking or thinking of the devil seems to have summoned it, because before I can even carry on, Rebecca's intention wanes as she pulls out her mobile. For what I can only assume is a call, she gives me an apologetic look before she's standing up and excusing herself. Off farther into the aisles she goes for some privacy. I do my best to give it to her as well, trying to tune her out.
Belle, is something wrong? Lunch at the coffee house? Sure, I can make it. I'm not too far. I can be there in 10.
Thank you, Kath. Thank you. Well then. I remember Malfoy looking guy from this game. Yeah. I think if I think just a little bit longer, I can come up with a better nickname for myself. You're fine. It's just because we're playing this game, so we shit on Luke a lot because he's a racist bitch. Do you want party in the title, on screen, or both? Not on screen yet, but if you remind me to, I'll do it Friday. Message me again. But it can be in the title. That's fine. Oh shit, Trigger probably needs to be in the title for this. Sorry, Kath. Thank you. With how quiet the surrounding is, she can't blame me if I overhear snippets of her conversation. Friday. Oh, I'll add that too, thank you. When she returns with a sheepish look on her face, I know that our friendly chat has to be cut short.
Sorry, I have to go and meet with some friends.
It's fine. Totally fine. No need to even apologize.
About the book.
Her embarrassment increases twofold when she realizes she's still holding on to the history of Luxborn architecture. I don't give her time to think about it as I put a hand up and shake my head. Fishing out a pen and paper from my bag along with one of my business cards, I hand them over to her.
You know, I'm busy with work, so I might not even be able to take a peek at it anytime soon. You can go ahead and have it, but you'll have to ring me up when you're returning it just so I can snag it right away. Deal?
She makes quick work, penning her number down and handing it back to me with a grin.
Deal. Just message me during school hours, of course. You have a good day then.
You too.
Wouldn't you not want to be messaged during school hours? With Rebecca gone, I'm left lone standing in the history section. Although my original plans were simply to sit down and read a book, our little pop quiz, if you could call it that, made the time pass by without any of us even realizing it. It was fun, and I do believe I made a new friend. Good job, Marianne. Pat your own back. Even with the talk of lunch, however, I don't feel like grabbing a bite to eat. There are still other books to be read here, and I'm hoping to find something that will help me while I work with the Wrights. Something like How to Deal with Arseholes Professionally 101, just in case. I've dealt with a lot of uppity, snooty, and rich clients before, but it's still better to be safe than sorry. Because Luke Wright just takes the fucking cake, and he probably manages to eat it too. Ain't she fucking right? It seems the world is conspiring to keep me from my me time, as my mobile vibrates in my pockets the moment I find something on the shelves of the classic literature section.
Marianne McCollough, Charlie Rose Design speaking.
This is awkward.
Rose Cooper here, Miss McCollough. I hope I didn't catch you at a bad time or anything, but I just wanted to check in and tell you that we've got the clear to hand over the documents.
Oh, did we want to put Trigger in the title, by the way, since... Oh, yeah. Yes. That's what I was telling that's what I was telling Kath Hall. Yeah. Oh. Still not as Sadako? Is that the name? I hit them both regardless. Fair. Who's Sadako? Or Sadako lookalike? Is that how you get a girl's number? Nerding out? Actually, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, that is one way to get someone's number. It's how you get that particular girl's number, Don. Yes. Yeah. It depends on the person, obviously. He is also right, like some kind of Phoenix's evil cousin. Oh, I didn't think about that. Now I'm upset. Phoenix is ashamed to speak about him. That's fair. Either that or being called Ashton Frey. I mean, no. Hi, Tara. Hello, hello. Time for spoops.
Madam Wright told us that we should forward the floor plans to you.
Already? How did they go through the process so fast? Excuse me. Surely there is so many red tape. There is so many red tape to even acquire. I think it's supposed to be so much red tape to even acquire the forms in transferring of rights. No matter how rich the rights are, it shouldn't be this quick, right?
So, if I can just have your email, I'll be sending them your way.
I wouldn't mind Becca's number. I wouldn't mind Marianne's number.
I'd actually like a physical copy of the floor plans.
Although, as much as I like Marianne, her life choices... Honestly, Bella's probably the closest to, like, me. Just in personality. But I do like Becca. Again, Zach's probably my favorite. Zach's personality. He's just a wholesome being who just genuinely is, like, a nice dude. Basically kind of like Bella. But Bella feels too much like me, if that makes sense. She has a similar sounding name. Oh, Ghost Girl from The Ring. Oh, okay. Yeah. She's ripping off her style. Yeah. It's a lot of right or right in that sentence. It is.
Oh, I suppose that's fine. I'm not at the office right now, but I can inform Miss Santos of your request.
I'll make sure to drop by the office after lunch if that's fine.
Not a problem. Right. Well, cheers.
Right. Cheers.
I don't think I know enough about Becca yet. But in terms of, like, looks or whatnot, completely eliminating anything else, visually, I really like Marianne, Zach, and Ashton. But, personalities included, fuck Ashton. And Marianne has a lot to work through, I feel like. So. I like the appearance and voice of Marianne, but yeah, her issues are a hard no for me. Yeah. I just, alcoholism is not something I can do. I don't think I could be with someone who drinks a lot or smokes or does drugs. I couldn't. Like, friends with, yeah, like, whatever. But, like, actually being in a relationship with, it'd be too hard for me. Everyone loves Zach. You can't not love Zach. It's true. For guys, we have Zach, Asshole, and Luke. Zach is best, hands down. I mean, true, but I genuinely really like Zach. Like, yeah, he has PTSD and stuff like that, but, like, everyone's got something, and, like, I'll take care of him. I'll make him feel better in the middle of the night when he wakes up. It's fine. I'd be down to be friends with Hannah. Yeah, I'd be friends with Hannah. Teacher, maybe not to say things certain ways. But her main problem is her husband and the people she surrounds herself with. Mostly her husband. I just don't... Wait. Hold up. Back up. I don't know. I just don't. Is there some sort of deeper miscommunication when we last met? These things take time. It's been, what, a day? Less than that, even. There isn't even a point in trying to make sense of these people who seem to be larger than life. As it looks like I'm on the clock starting today, I might as well eat. Grabbing some fish and chips from one of the street food stalls, I find a table to spend time with a copy of Marquis de Sade? The Crime of Love, since Rebecca left with the book I wanted. Wait. Isabella received unexpected call. Okay. Marianne befriended Rebecca Gales during a visit to the library. Marianne received a call from Rose Cooper afterwards, informing her that the Ermengarde Mansion's floor plans were ready for pickup at her office. Aw, that's a cute drawing of Rebecca, I have to say. Alright. I really like Becca personally. I resonate with her story quite strongly, but I totally understand that a lot of people find her difficult to like. I'm not there yet. Like, we've barely interacted with Becca, so I don't know how I feel about her. She's a good friend. She's a very good friend. But I have made a lot of choices to, like, disagree with her as Isabel, or as Bella. So we'll see how I feel when I'm actually playing her. So yeah, now the mere smell of smoke. Oh wait, My advice is don't mess with that kind of person. The woman that hurt me recently was an alcoholic and smoker and used to do drugs. So, yeah, now the mere smell of smoke triggers me. So, yay. Oh, Tara, all the hugs. I totally don't blame you. Like, I luckily don't have any past histories of said things, but my parents do. Both my parents, both of their parents, which are great-grandparents now, but when they were parents, they were alcoholics to my parents. And so my parents don't have a great history with alcohol, so I've just always stayed away. And then, like, smoking, I just hate the smell of smoke. And then drugs and stuff, I don't like altering myself or, I know it can alter personalities just while, on the drugs, depending. Or people can use it as a reliant step to relax, and it makes me uncomfortable personally. People can do whatever the fuck they want to do as long as you're legal and being safe. You take care of you and do, you live your life. I just personally don't want to date you then, which is fine. But I have friends who do. I just can't be around them when they do. But I totally get that. Any sort of previous experience would totally do that to you. And I'm so sorry you had to go through that, Tara. All the hugs. The sketch of Becca in the journal is adorable, yeah. Becca has a strong personality and rubs some people the wrong way. I'm fine with a strong personality. I'd be fine with, I'd love being friends with her. I just don't know if I'd date her. But, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, you won't really learn about what she's like until her chapter. Yeah. I figured. I prefer non-smokers due to my asthma. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. And I just know what secondhand smoking does to people, more so than even the smoker, so... All of my friends' parents smoked. So... I have too many bad examples in my family with alcohol to date someone who abuses substances. Yeah. Pretty much same. Thanks, everyone. And yeah, dependence on things like that can lead to some very unhealthy coping mechanisms. And, the thing they need is therapy, not an escape. Right. For sure. Hi, Kilroy. I always said I don't care what anyone does as long as they don't try to get me into it. I've since amended that. There are some things I would take issue with, like stealing, hurting others. Yeah. Yeah, I say as long as what you're doing is legal, and also as long as you're not hurting yourself or others. That's pretty much it. I mean, obviously, drugs and alcohol is, a different kind of hurting yourself, but, and obviously, substances, or, even just, coping mechanisms of dealing with it. But, if someone is suicidal or something like that, I would need to take action to make sure they are safe to, call, and have them checked out and stuff like that. I used to be a CA. I had to be I had to know when residents were possibly... when their lives were possibly threatened by themselves, and I had to call campus police or campus police would take care of it. They would do it the right steps, because they're not the actual cops. You don't call 911. You call specifically campus police. They come and they will evaluate the situation and then call the hospital if need be, which has happened in a situation or two. But yeah, I want to make sure you're not harm to yourself or others, for sure. Obviously, if you're dealing with your own, personal stressors and stuff like that, there are healthier ways to go about it, but, I just won't date you. But I'll be friends with some people. But again, if it's illegal stuff or whatnot, I can't. Or if they're just a complete asshole, obviously. Personality really matters. If they're hurting others, fuck you. Physically or emotionally. Yeah, hugs and cuddles for everyone who needs it and wants it. Hey. Alright. I've read this one before, along with the rest of his works. This should be in the 18th time, in fact. But it's always nice to read it again. Read through it again. Even I don't have time to enjoy something new. Besides, when you're dealing with people so filthy rich that they just end up plain filthy, you need a good old marquis to sound advice.
La blessure se trouvant sans aucune sorte de conséquence.
The wound being without any consequence. Of course, it's folly to think that things have no consequence when everything actually does. Prior reality, Briar Realty Corporation's Luxbourne branch isn't too far off from the city center, just a few blocks away, and I can easily eat and walk. I rather use this time to rest before I go into a flurry of activity. No doubt there'll be so much to do once we get hands-on with the mansion.
Still a lot better than working on another condo, at least.
Surely no matter how much BRC and the old owners put into the restoration and preservation of the place, any big repairs would be superficial at most. I am quite certain that in their haste to sell the property, they did a rush job. It isn't an infrequent thing to do despite how it is frowned upon. There'll be a lot of hidden issues that I will need to weed out, and I have to make sure I find every single one of them, especially the more serious damages. Structural integrity is definitely on top of the list we will have to consider. The building might look sturdy, but it is centuries old. That alone will likely pose a few problems here and there, but put limitations on what we can do. Besides, despite how much I detest these rich snobs, they can pay rather handsomely, so long as I do an excellent job and do more than necessary. Those two things always made sure the referrals keep coming. I don't even have to hunt down projects for myself. When I go up to BRC's office, I can't help but stop and stare when I enter the building. With the lunch hour closing, employees should have been back already if they still aren't filtering through the doors. I get that it's a Saturday, that people probably feel tired and lazy to be working on the weekend. But they're still on the clock and not bumming about wasting company time on extended lunch breaks and cigarette sessions. The office is spacious, as it is with these big corporations. Each person is given their little space of what's usually a 2 by 2 meter cubicle. Like how there's just ramen chilling here, or soup. There's a lot more empty chairs than there's actual people working at their desks. It reminds me far too much of my last day at Porskova projects during the massive layoffs due to the Irish economic crisis. But it isn't just that, though. Everything is quiet as a grave. It's as if these people are merely ghosts. Aww. Speaking of ghosts, Santos comes in through the door looking as if she's seen one. She looks at me wide-eyed, like deer caught in headlights, ready to bolt at any moment. I'd ask out of concern, but I feel it's not my position to do so. What if it's something personal? I'd simply be overstepping my boundaries. Really, it's none of my business.
I presume that Miss Cooper told you why I'm here, Miss Santos?
Huh? Oh, yeah. Sorry, I just got back from lunch, you know?
Poor Bella. A consequence is the result of someone's actions and can be good or bad. So while society has attached negative meanings to the word, it isn't always a bad thing to happen. Right. No, very true. Very, very true. Consequences always happen, just whether or not they're good or bad. I have to go now. Take care, Soothsayer. Thank you again for the love. You sweet bean. Have a lovely evening. Take care of yourself. Ironically, she looks like she's just seen a ghost because she did. Yeah. I feel like maybe you should ask if she's okay just in case, right?
But it won't take too long. Don't worry.
Of course it won't. This whole project has established itself to be a matter done in haste. I do hope it doesn't mean that people are being careless in their duties.
She flinches and looks like she doesn't quite know how to respond to that. Thankfully, instead of opening her mouth, she leads the way towards her station and goes to fetch the floor plans. It won't take too long, as she said, but it does take a bit. Time spent to compose herself, most likely.
You know, we usually just email these things.
I prefer the real thing.
Not that you would know. Wow, rude. You probably have your nose stuck in front of a smartphone when you're not working. And even... She has such a distaste for technology. And even when you should be working, playing those mindless, addictive games. I would hope not. Bella seems like a hard fucking worker, isn't she? She works goddamn hard to, like, get money for her family. Hi, Ellie. Such a lovely game. Glad I could pop in. Have a good stream. Take care, Ray. Thank you for hanging out. I assume that means you're leaving. I don't know. Hi, Queen Ray. Hello. A Luddite? Is that how you pronounce that? What does that mean? She's kind of mean to Bella, right? What the fuck? I definitely wish Chris would stop playing that Batcat thing during work hours, too.
I know what you mean. Digital painting is nice, but nothing beats the smell of real paint. Not that I go and smell paint like a crazy person, but, you know, the real thing is different.
Wait, what?
Yes, nothing is quite like the real thing.
Yeah, she took you by surprise, didn't she? Anyway. Checking out the floor plans, I see that I'll have a lot going for me. Now I know how Ray felt when he found the Central Park West building floor plans from that one movie. Attic is really weird. Attic. Okay, Marianne, your judgmental personality is really getting on my nerves. Yeah, that makes me a little sad. Luddite, someone who is anti-technology and advancement in general. Gotcha. Every time I know someone doesn't like technology, I always think of the person who is jump scaring people with the sign and going like, technology! It just says technology. It's like scaring anyone on the street and they're just like, oh God. Please don't huff paint, Bella. Armageddon, a floor plan. So don't tell Marianne isn't one of those bosses that values work over well-being of employees. Who knows? Bye for now. Okay, Ray, take care. All the hugs. I'm curious. So we've seen the foyer and we've seen the ballroom. Dining hall we've seen and kitchen. Don't know if we've seen gallery or basement. I don't think we've seen any of this. And I don't think we've seen anything upstairs. If we have, I think it was the study room. Because we did see like a room that was attached to a bedroom and it had the mirror that they were like, what are you talking about? That's a mirror. And nope. Could be this too, but I think it was a study room. And then we've seen one of the attics. I don't know which. All right. This is why I became an architect in the first place. Jacobean style at its finest. It's a thing of beauty. Look at these gorgeous rooms, the delicate harmony between empty spaces. And speaking of empty spaces, there's something rather odd about these ones.
I feel a bit silly saying it out loud because I've never lived in a big house, let alone a mansion. But during the tour, I had the distinct impression that the rooms were bigger. Maybe the scale is wrong? It's not much of a problem. And it is an old house.
There had been little details, here and there, that I would have liked to address during the open house too. But it was all forgotten in the wake of Miss Santos's incident and the trouble with ownership. The wine cellar is going to be a problem. I shudder to think what sort of repairs they did to the place. So in the kitchen there's a wine cellar, but I guess we don't see it anywhere? There might have been things that were swept under the rug, pushed to the dark corner of the rooms, and hidden away in barrels. Water damage that could have been covered up. There had been floods due to heavy rains in West England just last year, after all. And if there's any sort of damage to the house's foundation, that's going to be a lot of work. I was not able to look at the attic as well, and for all I know, a whole family of vermin could have made their nests in there. Working with pest control is always the worst. The sheer size of the place is staggering, even if I did just say it was a lot smaller than I thought. I might just be biting off more than I can chew, but who doesn't like a good challenge? First things first, I'll have to...
So, do you want a coffee? The one from the staff room is pretty decent.
Aw, at least she's being so polite and nice. Bella's a hard worker and most of her hobbies have nothing to do with smartphones. She's an artist and a damn good one at that. Yeah. Oh, that would make sense about the paint then. That makes sense. Armageddon, a diagram. Can jump scaring with technology sign be an alert? I'll have to figure out, like, maybe it's just me. I just record myself going, technology. And that's just the alert. Who wants this alert? I don't even know how much it would be. 404. Hi, Noodle. Hello. There's a trapdoor in the kitchen that says wine cellar, but otherwise it's not in the plans. Oh, okay. No context. Oh my god.
There's really no need. I'm sure you have rules against it.
Rules against bringing someone coffee? That's ridiculous. And even if there were regulations against it, nobody's really here to tell Sir John.
Everyone seems so scared of technology, Kat. Technology! Oh god, I'd be so fucking embarrassed every time it goes off though. But that's kind of hilarious. I'm here just lurking while I tear apart spaceships. Well, good luck. She sounds like a Karen. She should talk to the manager. I'm wondering if there's a game where they like hold up a sign and I could just Photoshop the word technology, but I can't think of something like that. It'd be funny to see an alert with Kat holding up a sign and yelling technology. Oh my god. It'll have to be like the beginning thing too, where it says like everyone's so scared of technology or something like that. Oh my god. Armageddon, a donation. It could be an alert. Armageddon, a stream. Hi, Dalton. Oh my god. A tip or biddies of 404 gets the alert of jump scare technology and maybe followed by Suxer's broken. Well, it'd be like the meme, because it is, I gotta look it up. So I gotta see exactly what they say. I just know he jump scares people on the street with a sign that says technology. Armageddon curfew. And then follow up with Kat holding the sign with Kita's scream. Oh my god. Karen always reminds me of all the gamers that are Karens. My game froze. Control Alt Delete. I want to talk to the task manager. What? Oh my god.
I've already brought 2 mugs, and I'm not going to drink them on my own. Come on.
Two-handing coffee. I have to stamp down my annoyance at being distracted. Seeing the girl, the young woman, though, it looks as though she's got a lot on her mind. If babbling is her way of dealing with stray thoughts, I'm not really the one she should be babbling to. How should I respond? Both of these seem mean. I want to say you have something. I want to talk to her. Because I like her. Relationship status? Is it good? Oh, it's better. That's good. That's good. Good. I give her time to speak up. But when she just stares, I clear my throat.
Yes? You have something to say?
Hi, Plastic. Hello. Jeez, Marianne. Yeah. Just looked up the technology jump scare video, and it's way funnier than it has any right to be. Yeah. Because it's just like, people are so scared of technology. He's like, technology. And they're like, ah. It's so stupid. It's so fucking funny. It's like from the 90s. Alerts without context could work too. An alert with a really weird GIF was on another stream. A couple years later, we all watched where it came from. That's amazing. Oh my god. That was the good one. Oh, yes. As embarrassment creeps up on her face, I snatch one of the coffees from her and take a sip. Too hot.
Just thinking and speaking off the record.
That's why I have iced coffee.
It must be fun what you do. You go to people's houses and you make them, well, pretty. You're sharing your art with them.
It's a little bit more complex than that. But if you put it that way, it is fun. I wouldn't have done it for 7 years if it wasn't a little bit fun, I guess.
These big clients always have paintings in their homes. Do you have a supplier for art pieces?
I didn't expect to hear such a question from her, seeing how well she handled herself yesterday. I didn't doubt then why she was assigned to an important sale like the Ermengarde mansion, despite the little accident she had. Now she just looks too young, too nervous, and unsure of herself, although her enthusiasm makes up for that in spades. In fact, I wouldn't have believed it if she had introduced herself the way she is at the moment. Why, watching her now, she actually looks like she could still be in college. Isn't she really young? So has this game been spoopy yet? Yes. We're like a good portion through it. We've played... yeah, relationships. We've done Isabella's route, Hannah's, and Zach's. Okay, so we're like halfway through-ish. We haven't done these people yet. I don't know if there's more after you go through their routes, but that's the extent of my knowledge is where I'm Marianne. Oh, it shows. Yeah, me and Zachary. Hold up. Look at this shit. Oh, look at there. Look at me and Zachary. Hell yeah. Anyway. No, Rebecca doesn't like me. I'm sorry. It's because I picked Zachary over her. Anyway. Hannah likes Marianne. I tried so hard to get her to be friendly to Zachary, and I fucked up by telling her the truth, I guess. I got her to not like Luke. Or him not to like me, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, just Zachary and Isabella are fucking besties for life. His hair looks a lot more orange here than it does in the game. Yeah, Hannah F. Ashton, though. Yeah. So now we're on Marianne. Oh, I hate this, though. I hate it. Why does he like us? It's because I wouldn't sleep with him, which you would think it would be the other way around. I thought he was going to hate me, and I was excited. But yeah, so it's been spooky in each route. It's just got very big moments of visual novel and lore building for each character. So the scary moments are more few and far between. I think I saw that in Markiplier Try Not to Laugh. Yeah, it's so good. What accident Bella had? What do you mean, what accident? She saw a ghost. She got like a creepy chain letter and like a weird incident with like a ghost in the attic was like the first thing we did. And so when she was trying to sell the house, she had like a freak out moment. Was maybe the accident that they're implying. We've had some spoops. Yeah, it's an episodic game, so each chapter starts off calm and then gets spoopy as it goes. Yeah. Can we skip Ashton and Luke back? The fact they end on them makes me sad. All right. Acts a bit like it, too, when I think about it. I thought she was a teen slumming it out in the mansion when I first saw her there, lying on the ground. Surprise, surprise. Oh, did she faint? I can't remember. She turned out to be one of the estate agents handling the property.
The clients usually support artists of their own choice. If they don't, I'm always happy to refer those that I know.
That's cool.
Here's one of the jump scares. There you go. Darth Cat protects herself.
They're very picky. I don't think a hobbyist will have an easy time getting their work sold.
Hey, I'll have you know I was a student of the fine arts.
And yet, here you are, selling property. Maybe you weren't a very fine student of the arts.
Marianne, I will throw hands as an artist. Wow. Maybe I took that a bit too far. Ya think? She bites her cheek and it looks like she's barely holding herself back.
It's not like I had a choice.
It's because she's trying to fucking keep her family alive. She's literally working here and sending money back to her fucking family who can't afford to basically live. I feel heavily attacked, right? Marianne, what the fuck? Kilroy. She mutters it under her breath. I barely even hear it, but the hurt is there. And it makes one wonder what brought it on. Although it is understandable, if her reason's what I think it is, very few people make it big in the art world. I can see why she'd be upset about it with that enthusiasm. I didn't have a choice when I left Ireland. It was that or years of unemployment. The recession and the toll it took on the construction industry was out of anyone's control. I don't know what choice she wasn't able to make, whether it was about her being at art school or something else, but the world isn't a fair place. And the sooner she accepts it, the better. You know what? I have words. Still, with that forlorn look on her face, I can't help but sigh. The girl reminds me far too much of myself when I was younger.
Well, if you're thinking of commissioning your paintings, I'll have to see your work first.
Oh, it's not... I didn't mean it like that. I don't have any paintings.
Really? You sounded a lot like you still did art or want to. Now I'm starting to worry that you might just like the smell of paint.
Okay, fair. That's poopy. But there's a lot of reading. Maybe I should play this. There is a lot of reading. But at least voice acted when they speak. But why is she being a bit thoughtful and then ruins it? Yeah, I don't know. What brought it on, Marianne? Well, maybe it's people like you assuming the reason she didn't complete her course is because she failed. Yeah.
I'm not a paint huffer, sheesh. I just mean I don't make much anymore. I don't really have the time for it. The tools and materials aren't exactly cheap either.
Everything has a price. It sounds like you're making excuses for something you're presumably passionate about.
Okay, but also having accessibility to money and resources is something that's important.
If you really want to practice art, a little out of your wallet isn't much.
It's not that simple.
It's not. She has to send all of her money home.
It's not. Life's simple. People just like to make it complex. Speaking off the record, I have some advice for you, kid.
Grow up, kid, is the achievement I just got. Holy shit. Marianne's being a bitch.
Either go for what you want, or stop thinking about it when you have something else. That is unless you enjoy making yourself miserable, then by all means.
You know, if you wanted to look at the floor plans without me bothering you, you could have just said so.
I'm surprised we're still in a better relationship, though.
Would you have left me alone?
We'll never know now, will we?
A strained air settles in the room afterwards. It doesn't help that she doesn't immediately leave, as she has said, lingering awkwardly by the door with that downcast expression. It's clear there's more she means to say, perhaps even to defend herself in her choices in life. Or is she expecting me to dish out some more of that advice? It's an awkward affair, and I choose to hightail it out of the realty office as quick as I can. Alright. This one? A day after the open house, the Wrights were seen securing the mansion's purchase at Briar Realty's Luxbourne office. Parties involved in the transaction were surprised at how fast it went, but agreed it was as expected when dealing with influential people like the Wrights. Happy over the sale, Isabella Santos treated her friend to lunch. I don't think that's what I wanted. That's not new. This is new. Alright. 22nd, a lot happens. Marianne visited BRC to pick up the floor plans. She was assisted by Isabella Santos, and the two of them shared a brief talk about art, which ended with Marianne leaving a piece of advice to Isabella. Quit judging people you don't know shit about, Marianne, right? Love this game, but it would be so spooked. Me playing it, yeah. Though I am able to keep myself professional at all times, does not mean I like it. And seeing that most of the day has already gone before I realize it, I choose to head back to my flat instead. Despite today being a Saturday. No fun, but at least this way I can definitely avoid another unpleasant encounter. Considering how much I'll be seeing whiskey in the near foreseeable future, I have a feeling I'll need all the rest the weekend can give. Me. Hopefully Marianne learns from this. For the first time in a long while, excited as I am to work on the mansion, I cannot wait to be over and done with this project. October 24th, Monday. Monday couldn't come any sooner. After taking the floor plans from Miss Santos the day before the last, I spent most of my Sunday drawing up plans and calling my suppliers. Although no design choices have been made yet, I'm quite sure that they'd want high-end appliances, the most expensive materials, and the most pretentious everything. They usually did, these rich types, based on from experience at least. Given how badly this whole thing started, it wouldn't hurt to be prepared. I have to check myself, make sure I'm not playing with my gloves as one of the other building tenants takes the elevator up with me. It makes me self-conscious when the woman's eyes go over me, and I'm sure she was going to point out some perceived flaw in my physical appearance. But I'm saved from being paranoid when they went off a few floors later. Still, the ride up to my floor was nerve-wracking. The Wrights lived at the very top, the penthouse, the creme de la creme, something like that, when it comes to condominium and urban living. Just getting access to the place is an ordeal of its own. I had to jump so many hoops, so many security checks just to secure a key card, not only because of building management, but because of the Wrights' personal security. It sometimes felt like I'm being interrogated for a crime and not visiting a client at their home. Even when their personal assistant called in to help out and verify my presence, the process is aggravated further rather than hastened. Speaking of the devil. Johans! That was professional, Marianne? Yeah, good question. I don't think so, unfortunately, Fran. I'm not sure she thinks she did anything wrong there. Yeah, I don't think so either. Okay, the elevator door opens, and I am greeted by none other than Whiskey's not-so-little lackey.
I do apologize if I kept Mr. and Mrs. Wright waiting, but I'm here now and I'm ready, so if I may, where are they?
They've just woken up, but they should be down soon. I'm surprised to see you made it through security. And only 5 minutes late.
You said I'd be through security soon, and it took half an hour. Define soon in this context.
I'd make myself comfortable if I were you. I'm going to go and put the kettle on.
About the tea, I don't want to intrude or anything.
The sir does not like being woken up by the whistling. But who am I to deny tea to a guest?
He shows me the couch before drifting off to the kitchen, quietly pulling out a teapot, cups, and all sorts of things in preparation for tea. I ignore the animosity towards his employer that his words implied. I wouldn't be too surprised if Whiskey's own people don't like him. Handsy! Accepting the quiet and isolation instead, I brace myself for what's to come. In this case, soon apparently means more than 5 minutes or even 10. I sit in their living room just waiting. And then the kettle starts whistling and the tea has been served. I continue to wait. At least the silence is relaxing. But then there is a crash. I nearly spill my tea all over my lap in surprise, and I look up, expecting security to come running. Even the man in the kitchen counter continues to fix breakfast like he heard nothing. I don't want to speak up about it because he looks far too absorbed in his cooking, and I don't want to be the cause of burnt food or worse. However, there's something in me that just wants to figure out what that was, although I am normally not this nosy. I think she should continue waiting. Like, if it's Luke, fuck him, I don't care. If it's Hannah, though, I want to make sure she's okay. I know it's not a ghost or anything. I continue waiting. I have no business with it. These rich people usually value their privacy above all else, after all. Yeah, Luke will be like, wow, you're nosy. Like, unless, of course, they're posting pictures on social media bragging about what the good people they are for allowing themselves to be interviewed by some magazine. It's probably safer to wait. Yeah, in this instance. It's not like something scary or something. I think Luke is just pissy about the kettle. That wouldn't surprise me. Then again, the whole reason I'm in this mess is because I don't give two shits about what goes on with people like them. And I'm not going to get caught snooping about and being accused of some imagined wrongdoing. I'm not going to be some busybody, detective wannabe, and run off to investigate whatever that was. It's probably just something mundane anyway, like a lamp falling over. I'm just going to sit here and wait for Miss Wright. With my tea. In complete silence.
Could I at least put the telly on?
I don't really expect him to answer. If he hadn't heard the crash, I doubt he would have heard me.
As long as you don't watch some silly soap opera, the LBC News would be fine. The William Walker show is on too if you prefer that. Not that I watch it, but my husband does. The remote is under the coffee table.
Oh, sure. Maybe I'll be lucky and catch the doc on. I heard they're having reruns of the classics and I want to see the second meet sixth in Spain. If not, just the news then. Thank you. I'll let you get on with your cooking now.
Did he just ignore the crash a while ago then? Whatever. Or are you really sure it's not a ghost? That's a good question. I have no fucking clue. Fetching the remote, I turn on the TV in hopes of filling the silence. Trying to anyway, because the thing won't turn on. And doesn't that make the silence more awkward or what? I know I might not be the best with tech, but I'm sure I can work a simple television remote.
The batteries must be dead.
Help me. That looks like... Why is she blonde? No ghost, please. Bella Coco! That timing, though! Why? I'm in Spain and the S is silent. Pain? Oh my god. Help me backwards. Nice, yeah. But, like, that looks like... Why is she blonde? It's time to leave now. I would think Hannah. Like, maybe that's supposed to be Hannah saying help me? I don't know. It was supernatural noise and Hans didn't hear it. Yeah, that's what... Yeah, it could have been a ghost. What? There's blood everywhere. Help me, it says in red. I look down at my own hands to find them clean, yet I can see my grisly reflection gaping back at me. And though there is nothing staining my skin, I can feel the sticky, warm feeling of blood dripping down my cheeks. I should be worried. Instead, I feel my attention drawn towards her. Her beautiful blonde hair, her soft lips with skin so fair and swaying hips. I want nothing more than to hold her, plant my lips on her neck, and to run my fingers through her hair. Ma'am, please do not bang the ghost. Fender. Yeah, the ghost is deciding to use Marianne's trauma to fuck with her. Yep. Bunk. I read it as Hell's Me. I mean, fair. Me and my damn mouth. No leaving. You should stay there forever. At least let's help the ghost before dating. Let's help the ghost before doing, you know. Maybe the ghost just needs a good bang to get her issues out. That's not healthy. Which monster would you bang? God damn it. She laughs and she smiles when she looks at me, but where are her eyes? Temptation is gone in an instant. I recoil, horrified at this reflection I'm seeing, only to back into something, or rather someone. Yeah, which would be Hannah. Miss Wright stands there, twirling a lock of her blonde hair, a soft smile on her lips, and a hand on her hip. I almost back away, but I ground and remind myself that this is my client. And whatever I just saw, well, it shouldn't be too far-fetched to say that perhaps I'm going a bit daft. It would be preferable, of course, to think it was all a trick of the light or, the makings of an overactive imagination.
Good morning, Mrs. Wright. I'm sorry, I didn't see you.
Ghost dick, wasn't it? God damn it, ghost dick! Someone's horny. That's when you cough.
Have you been standing there long?
No, I just came down and saw you were having a hard time with the telly. We must have forgotten to change the batteries. Are you all right, dear? You're looking a bit pale. Haven't you had breakfast yet?
No, I'm fine. I had breakfast already, Mrs. Wright. I just need...
Well then, you mustn't have had enough breakfast. I'm all for a good diet, but that's the most important meal of the day. Johans is cooking up pancakes. Pancakes will make anyone feel better, he always says. We can sit down and tuck in. You'll feel right as rain once we get some fluffy, syrupy goodness in you. And are you sure you're fine, Marianne? You're shaking.
Looking down at my hands, I can see them trembling. Really? Just because she looks so much like her, I'm becoming a damn train wreck. I've been seeing her in my dreams and hearing her voice ever since I met Miss Wright at the mansion. With so many blondes in the world, what was so different with her? What was different this time? I'll be honest. Is that good? No! Damn it! Oh. I'm starting to go mad, I am. But there is work to be done, and the clock isn't going to stop ticking while I go about having a breakdown. I should go to the loo, splash water on my face, and snap out of it. At least until the end of the day, if I can just last that long.
I think I just need to excuse myself for a minute, if that's all right.
She places a hand on my arm, gentle as can be.
What? No. What if you suddenly fall over or faint while you're all alone? You can just sit down right here and I'll go get you a glass of water.
Or would you like some beer? That's how you are nowadays, no? Drowning everything in booze.
No, I don't want anything to drink. Just...
Oh, I must have said that forcefully, judging by the look on Miss Wright's face. But why does she care? It's not like we're friends. You still wouldn't want to be yelled at! This is business. I'm either well enough to conduct it or not. Why would she pretend to be concerned when I'm simply a means to an end? Just seeing Miss Wright reminds me too much of her. And maybe I'm starting to see and hear her again, when I shouldn't be. I've tried so hard to leave everything behind, to forget them and move on. But that small touch and her voice in my head have nearly set me off the edge, and in an instant, all of her memories come flooding back in.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to snap at you like that. Just give me some breathing room, please. Just, please, give me a moment.
She doesn't respond, and just before the situation gets any more complicated, Mr. Wright comes in.
Good morning, ladies. What a wonderful morning it is, that I wake up to such a beautiful sight.
Boo! Oh, Draco Malfoy, yeah. Oh my god. Sweats and not eating breakfast every day. I want pancakes, so do I. Not gonna lie, Miss Wright sounds like a ball of sunshine. I like Miss Wright. I like Hannah to an extent, but like it's very hard to please her. I always think being honest is good, but she prefers politeness over honesty, and I don't know how I feel about it. Miss Wright's a bit naive, that too. Being honest with her seems to be a reoccurring down, and I hate that, yeah. Who is fucking with her? That's a good question. This game is intense. I regret not paying attention earlier. Punchy! Why did it have to be you? Yeah, nobody likes him. Nails on a chalkboard. Then, as if the situation couldn't get any worse, he arrives. The cheating bastard. Can we feed him to the ghost? Yes. I will not be sad if he dies. I will have zero sadness. All right. Marianne visited the Wrights' penthouse to discuss work with the couple. While waiting for them, as she tried to turn on the telly, she got a glimpse of her horrifying past. Hannah Wright soon showed up, asking a very spooked Marianne if she was feeling well.
I do hope you two are getting along. I smell pancakes. I do hope you two are considering a diet just so I can have them all to myself.
What the fuck?
Don't be a pig, Luke. You eat all of those and you might stop fitting into your tight suits.
What? I'm not a pig.
Thanks, Hannah. Think due to her upbringing, I think for Hannah, image means a lot. Yeah. I just don't give a fuck about image. Never have. Luke deserves 0 pancakes. Hannah, we love you. You tell him, Hannah.
You don't think I'm a pig, do you, Marianne?
Yes, I absolutely do. With his saucy smile and playful wink, I can't help but think you are a bit of a pig, Whiskey.
I don't know, Mr. Wright. I'm an interior designer, not a zoologist.
The only styles she must be familiar with are statement of works.
Well, don't be a bore. You two might not be in a rush, but I'm going to go ahead and feast.
If you dawdle too long, he'll hog all the syrup.
Rich people are so eccentric.
Come on then, we can discuss business over food.
I've known Luke for 10 seconds and I want to end him. He's racist. He says racist shit. I hate him. He like threw down a word you do not say. That's why literally the triggers list, if any of it has to do with racism or racist terminology, it's Luke. Or, I mean, technically also Zach's past, but yeah. Luke's a fuck. He's also cheating on his wife. And I'm upset about it because Hannah deserves so much better. Oh, I think it's just trigger. But trigger warning, the TW also works to have the exact same thing. But then there's 2 to try and remember. Shit. To update, I mean, for me. Though we don't have too many trigger warning games. No, you're fine, Bella Coco. That's a good point, though. TW works. Although I think, just now saying it, I thought DW. Anyway, pig is one of the most politest forms of address we have for you, Luke. True. He sounded so sad. Fuck him. But yeah, just as a warning, look at the trigger list too. There is quite a few of them. There might be spoilers too. If you're not easily triggered in any way, like, then you can avoid it to avoid spoilers. But if you have any, it's a good thing to check out. About 75% of the triggers list is related to Luke in one way or another, to be honest. That does not surprise me. Because he's also the alcoholic. Well, I mean, so is Marianne, but in a different way. He is verbally abusive. There is no denying the clients when they invite me over to the table. Though it is too personal to share a meal in their home, it would be terribly rude to deny their invitation. Excuse me. That's American pancakes right there. That's what I know pancakes to look like. And I'll eat them. I don't mind them. They're very filling, very fast. But I prefer waffles because it's like little buckets of syrup. But if I've been told pancakes like differ depending on the country you're in, and like basically crepe style pancakes. Oh, give me those. I love crepes. That looks yummy. It does look yummy, but it looks like I could have maybe 2 and I'll be full. Maybe 3. Could not have all of those. Oh god, TW. Besides, the pancakes did look and smell heavenly. Also, whoever did the syrup, oh my god, did a good job here. A bowl of clotted cream, fruits, syrups, and jams and other spreads are laid out next to them, making a colorful arrangement. Clotted cream, is that what this is? No. So, if this was brunch with friends, I would have gladly helped myself to the whole lot. But as it is, I accepted just a few pieces of pancakes and topped it off with a lemon and sugar.
You know, I was a tiny bit serious when I said I wanted a helipad.
And you're not serious about the greenhouse, the vineyard, and the stables?
Well, I do want those too, but I know you'll agree to those.
He's acting more friendly to her here, which is weird. Like, is he in a better mood because Marianne's there? Because that's kind of gross. I love crepes. Yeah. Waffles are fantastic. I love waffles. That German butler is a fraud because he made American pancakes. Maybe it's what they prefer, though. I only had crepes once in my life. My dad has made crepes when I was younger, but I haven't had crepes in a long time. Thin pancakes slathered in gold syrup, and now I'm hungry. Yep. Crepes are what we call pancakes in Europe, yeah. I'd like to try them again. We can share them.
We're talking about interiors here, honey. You don't handle exterior designs, and whatever handles those sorts of projects do you, Marianne?
I'm able, actually, and willing to take a project of that nature. I was an architect in Ireland before. Of course, that's another contract entirely. I also suggest we finish the house itself before working on any additions to the rest of the property. There won't be any problems about ownership this time, will there? Pardon if I'm crossing a line, but the acquisition was rather quick.
Oh, don't you worry. We've got everything sorted this time around. I've talked to Miss Cooper and Mr. John from BRC, as well as the old owners. Everything has been paid in full, and all we're waiting for is the paperwork from the land registry.
Is this the first stream of the
move in
game?
as soon as we please.
No, yeah, this is like the 5th stream, maybe 6th. We've done quite a few, actually. I don't know where we are, but we are halfway through the game-ish. I've only been doing it 2 hours at a time, though. So what do I have on hours? Good question. Steam, 15 and a half hours-ish. 15 hours is about what I've played. Time for me to get some sleep. Get all the rest, Monas. Take care of yourself. On to Huggles. I definitely want to watch the VODs. Legit. Yeah, a lot of shit has happened because how you play the game is we started as Isabel and played through her route. Then you play as Hannah, then Zach, and now I'm Marianne. So that's why I know so much about Luke. And Hannah. But yeah. Okay, I think I'm caught up.
It's not like they were living there in the first place.
That's good to hear. The problems that could arise from renovating another person's home would be... well, let's not dwell on it. First off, we'll want to know how you want the place to look. It's pretty furnished as is, but I understand if you want to modernize the whole thing.
Actually, I'd prefer to keep the place looking as it is, but at the same time, I want modern appliances. You worked on the Ludgate's Christchurch summer residence. I do remember there being an oven I thought was a simple drawer before. Make them look vintage, antique, blended with the rest of the decor.
Customize appliances then. I can't find someone for that, and if you can't tell me what you specifically want, it'll hasten up the process. We're talking about electronic appliance manufacturers. If you have a preferred brand to work with.
Splendid! So, what is next on our agenda? All the other interior designers we've hired in the past do not have us this involved.
I stop. What sort of half-baked designer did that? If I knew who they were, I would have words. This isn't the time or place for it, however. Instead, I use this brief pause to pull out the floor plans I brought with me.
We'll have to figure out what you want to do with the rooms. Here, we can have a quick run through.
What is that little room next to the master's bedroom?
The quarters?
Oh, as far as I could tell when I saw it, it's a second bedroom of sorts. Used, apparently, for the ladies in waiting who has served Lady Charlotte Ermengarde. Which is strange, as that isn't the norm for these sorts of houses.
Well, we're not stuffing Johans in there. He won't fit.
Didn't they say he was like super tall? That's hilarious though. Oh my god. Luke looks really weird here to me. I don't know why. I just haven't seen him talk much though, so he won't fit. Okay, that was funny. Are we TTFNing? No problem, Kath. Have a lovely evening. Here's a direct link. Thank you. Thank you, Kath, for finding that for Punchy. Hey. Modern appliances? Technology. God damn it.
You don't suppose we could turn it into a walk-in closet and a dressing room?
Honestly, that makes sense.
I love fashion, but do we really need to turn an entire room into a walk-in closet, dear? We'll have large closets and a wardrobe in the bedroom already.
I mean, I don't see a closet. Ma'am. There is no closet built in. There's probably wardrobes, but there's no closet. So, I mean, not a bad idea. Also, yeah, I would. I would because cosplays. I have so many cosplays. Ugh. And to hang them up would be nice, so they're not, like, crammed in a box. I would turn it into a walk-in? Yeah, so would I.
Says the one who takes 3/5 of our closet. Well, what do you suggest we do with it?
I thought a utility room of some sort would be nice. A craft room where I can do fun things. Or maybe a children's room might be nice.
Yeah.
You know, for when Kylie comes over. Or if Rochelle visits once she's had a baby.
Or when you have your baby. I forgot she has a baby. Oh, it's just even sadder that he's cheating on her. I just am upset about it. Ugh.
1, you are not inviting that witch. And 2, there's a whole mansion for Kylie to play in.
'Cause you banged her? That's why you're not inviting that witch?
We don't need a children's room, and you don't even do arts and crafts.
Leave her alone.
I'd like to turn the guest's room and the study into my personal office, by the way.
Of course
if
you
don't
do.
mind.
You can't have your thing, but I'd like my thing.
You can turn it into a personal office if I can have my utility room.
That's a fair thing.
It's just the one room of the many. I'm taking that room for myself, no matter what you say, dearie. So you might as well take this deal. You're always out doing business anyway.
I'm living for Hannah throwing all the shade. It's great, but apparently Luke likes it, and it drives me nuts. I need a place to put all my amiibos, right? I think the sprites they use for the dialogue are based on older versions of the game, so that's why they look different than the ones you see on the main screen. That makes sense. For some reason, his just throws me off. He looks eviler instead of younger. A truly disheartening and frustrating situation, yeah.
The real problem is the theater. Whatever are we going to do with all that space?
Fine, we could turn it into our own personal cinema, I suppose. Might as well have it, if you plan on not having a telly in the parlor.
Like, being cheated on is hard enough, but having a kid also with the person that cheated on you, oh, I cannot imagine. It's gotta be hard.
Yes, well, I don't want guests to be glued to the telly when they come over for a meal and some tea. By the looks of things, we can keep the rooms as what they are on the ground floor, though. The ballroom would be perfect for parties.
Do we really need a dining hall, though? I don't suppose we can't convert it into a garage.
Hold up, you don't want a dining table, but you want a garage there instead? Why not just remove the parlor? Which I guess is like a living room, so maybe you don't want to. I don't know, there's so much room. A hallway could be... Like, can I just have a quarter of this house? Like, all I want is a quarter. And I'd be fucking happy. Anyway. What?
What for? You can park your cars outside.
What about that room, right there, in the northwest corner?
Northwest. The quarters?
That's sleeping quarters for the household help.
Oh, that is perfect! Johans will be glad if we have other staff members who stayed in. It'd be convenient so they don't have to make the trip from Luxborn to the mansion when they're needed.
You'll definitely need a lot more people to maintain a property of this size.
3 beds together and like a small bathroom? That's so awkward with the other people working there. As though every time you open your mouth, you become less likable, Luke. It's true. Oh my god. Though he said garage threw me off. Luke, how would that even work? Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not really comfy with kitchens so far from ballroom. Wait, what do you mean? Oh, like the kitchen being far away from the ballroom? I mean, that's fine for a ballroom that you use limitedly. I think, right? I love how these people are talking about tearing down and completely remaking this house. Like, if you're going to change everything, why not just get a new house built for you? It's a good question.
The mansion is really a lot bigger than I thought. Look at all these rooms. I didn't even know there was a music room next to the parlor because of what happened.
There was a grand piano in there too, when we checked during the tour.
Did you hear that, Luke? Maybe you can take up playing the piano again. Oh, you should have seen him when we were younger, Marianne.
It's not like I was very good with the thing.
Oh, hush you. You were no Mozart, but I loved hearing you play nonetheless.
Like, compared to renovating a house, building just a garage outside, like a separate garage, would be cheaper, I would think, than renovating the room to be a garage. Am I wrong? I could be wrong. But I feel like they definitely have the money to do it. This feels weird to me. Fair.
He'd come over to my home and he'd play such fun tunes. He'd sing too and I'd dance and it was just...
Mr. Wright playing the piano? I can't imagine it. But the earnest way in which Miss Wright said so told otherwise.
Anyway, what do you think of these plans, Marianne?
He wants a helipad, so shouldn't expect much from him. True.
Are we not even going to consider one of my requests? Not even just a closet or just a garage?
No.
Now, that isn't fair, is it? You're not the only one who's going to be living here.
I hardly see how that's unfair. I told you you're getting your office and your theater, the greenhouse, the vineyard, and the stables. That sounds fair, does it not, Marianne?
Yes, it sounds fair. No, I'm gonna say yes. Wait. Okay, sorry. Hashtag goals. Also, she likes me more for that. Anyway, Miss Wright has her points, though I really didn't want to butt into the spat of husband and wife. But with the way the two were looking at me to settle this, I might as well just keep the facts instead of giving opinions.
Mr. Wright, your plan isn't quite feasible from an architectural perspective. I'm not even sure how much we can do without closer inspection. Well, the one about the garage, at least. A walk-in closet is easy enough, but the garage?
See, a garage isn't architecturally feasible and it isn't going to be financially sound as well. We're already going to spend a lot on your other requests. You have several acres of land to park on already.
What? Did you calculate that on the fly? Financially sound my foot. You're probably just thinking up of imaginary numbers.
Might I remind you that I was a financial manager? I also looked over and approved the expenses of our other houses. I know the rough costs of these things by now, love. Masters in business administration, major in accounting. Sometimes I think you forget that I'm not as dumb as I act.
That catches my attention more than anything. It sounds more unbelievable than Whiskey playing the piano. Rude? She's very intelligent. She really didn't seem like the type.
Business administration and accounting? What university?
Luxborn U, of course. Go Lux Dragons. Red and gold.
Excuse me? How about we move on this chit-chat ahead and do whatever else needs to be done sometime today? I had to cancel my appointments for this, you know. We might as well do a proper inspection with the designer this time, just to get it out of the way.
Yes, no time like the present. You want a thorough inspection? Might as well do it now. We actually took another look at the property yesterday, though it was brief.
Thank you, Stardust and Tara, for clipping my evil laugh. Perfect. Hannah goes up, Luke goes down. That's goals. Hashtag goals. Imaginary numbers are a thing that exists. It's true. Plays piano and sings. Are you really talking about Luke? It sounds like he's grown up to be someone that's trash. It sounds like he was better when they were younger. And then he became trash. The clips.
But I'm sure you would want to see it yourself to spot anything we might have missed.
It's not like I have much of a choice, do I? Riding in the Ermagerd mansion in their rice is an awkward affair. Not only am I worried about scuffing the expensive leather seats, but I'm also worried about getting in the middle of another couple's spat. Also, yeah, the mansion's arrangements were discussed over breakfast. During the meeting, the Wright couple had an argument about the mansion's arrangements. In the end, they decided a visit will settle it. With the tension thick in the air, I can feel them starting to at each other anytime. Nobody is saying anything. Up until Mr. Wright tells his valet to turn the damn radio off. And for a moment, I think that he might start. But instead, he just stays quiet, and so do the rest of us. In the end, the sufferable silence stays. Ermagerd mansion. So I guess these are the attics. That makes sense. I have never been so glad to see a house. Stepping out of the car and up the mansion meant the end of an uncomfortable ride, and I can finally take a deep breath of fresh air. Hi, Accidental Hermit. Hello. This renovation will cost the square root of -1. Yeah. Oh. I'll do that during the break, but my dad said that he tried to get an appointment for me and Shy Guy, so we'll see. Yo. Hi, Lisa. Hello. I'm doing good. How are you doing? Your week sucks. Aw. All the hugs. I'm so sorry. I hope it gets better, though. All the huggles. Hopefully you can relax now and at least get some rest. The beauty of the place never fails to make me gaze in wonder every time I see it as well. Miss Wright moves towards the front door, keys in hand, and I can already hear Mr. Wright plotting.
All right, Johans, we're going to go in, but I want you to look around the place. Familiarize yourself with it. Know every nook and cranny, every inch of the lot. Go and see where we can put that vineyard and the other things we talked about. We'll want to know where to station security as well, so go around the perimeter and figure it out.
Scout the property and circle the perimeter on foot. You do know this is 46 acres of land, sir.
Well, you are not driving a car over the grass. Put those long, spidery legs of yours to good use. I didn't hire you to stand around and look intimidating. Go, mush.
Someday I'd like to ask how Johans can even stand and tolerate that man. He's paid enough. Why doesn't he just quit? Certainly the pay can't be that good. Even I'm a bit put off by our mutual employer, and the only thing that keeps me from bailing is the fact that we've already signed a contract. At least I'll be working with them during the duration of the project. He works with them every day.
Sometimes I think you hired me to make me suffer for your amusement.
Yeah. Trash man is trash. Luke, you suck so much. He does. There's a prequel to this cat, but it's on mobile. Oh, that's sad. No one's told me that, but probably because mobile, I can't really capture that. Someday I'd ask. I feel a bit bad for him. Excuse me. If it's any consolation, he'll be away from Mr. Wright, if only for a little while. Can I fight Luke? Yes. Excuse me. Oh, I'm sure I can dislike Luke more. Excuse me. Again, still, looks like Luke and Hannah. And I have questions. We're able to enter the mansion after a bit of standing out there in the sun. This wretched, strange sunlight that is far too alien and rare. There had been a bit of a problem with the missus not knowing which key was which. The first item on the agenda would be the grand staircase. It seems sturdy during the open house, but a closer inspection might say otherwise. There are no obvious marks of damage nor wear and tear, probably rethreading during renovations. Rethreaded. Peeking under the grand carpet and wood is properly installed and the bark placed down to prevent cupping. The carpet itself could use a vacuum though. Structural conditions, from what I can see without actually dismantling the thing, look to be in good shape, and the handrails support posts are firm. The work on it should be commended. I can't look much more than into the rest of the foyer, however, because Mr. Wright starts to hurry us into checking the dining hall.
So, what do you think? Certainly we can't turn this area into a garage.
It's Jacobean architecture. I'd say these would be pilasters and not buttresses, but you never really know. They really liked mixing up these elements. You could say it was pretty avant-garde at the time. We might hit a support beam if we're not careful.
And in layman's terms?
From what I see here, we could risk great damage to the house if we try to turn the dining hall into a garage.
The man didn't look too pleased at this. There's a look of disappointment before he sighs and looks around the place with an air of defeat. When he moves to speak, I dread another unreasonable demand again.
This will stay a dining hall then. But if I may have another request instead, at least spruce the place up with some flowers, some plants or something. I feel so old and dead in here.
That's hardly unreasonable. Daffodils are a must, I presume.
The look that passes between the two of them, there's a genuine look of fondness there. There's the first time I've seen such an exchange between the two of them. If anyone are to see them like this, there is little doubt that they loved each other.
Of course. And I want a garden full of them.
He's a little too close in my ear holes with that line. Oh, I hated that.
Now, if you excuse me, I'd like to look at the rest of the house.
Hi, Alpha Pine. Hello, hello. First stream? No, we're a few streams in. There is a prequel, but it's not horror and has little to do with this game. It's mostly about giving some backstory to Becca and Ash's relationship. Oh, interesting. Yeah, 5th or 6th, I think we were saying. But on the plus side, the vet said everything was fine. That's good. Yay, I'm glad. Gave some medicine to her and a special kind of shampoo. Well, that's good. I'm glad. I hate it. A room with air as similar as you, Luke.
I'll just be around here downstairs if anybody needs me.
That leaves Miss Wright and I.
He's quite fond of them, you know.
I can imagine. He looked terribly upset when we told him he can't have his garage.
I meant the daffodils. We always have a vase full of them in every house we own. Somewhere, I'd like to think. They may be about his mother. He never talks about her. I don't even know her name. He likes to flatter, claim that they remind him of me, but he's always loved the flowers, even before we married.
Much like the piano, I didn't take him for a person who liked flowers. Daffodils least of all. What's next? Am I going to find out that Mr. Wright saves kittens from burning buildings?
I'll go and snoop about upstairs. You go and do whatever it is that you have to do.
When she goes without even asking if I need her here, I'm left standing to stare at the walls. Really, I don't need to do a thorough inspection of the building itself. It isn't really part of the interior designer's job. But the architect in me is committed to doing this task with every project. If I'm going to make a living space that have both form and function, I might as well make sure that the entirety of it is safe for my clients. Since I'm already here, I roam around the dining hall and check my things off of my punch list, if you will. But when it's time to move on, I hesitate. Mr. Wright said he would be somewhere around here on the ground floor, and I really didn't want to be alone with whiskey. I have to look through the place eventually, sure, but on the other hand, I can do it later when he's gone. I can go upstairs first if I want to. Save. I'm gonna check the first floor. I've already seen enough of this floor during the open house. Of course, I know that is just a convenient excuse. I just don't want to be in the same room as Whiskey anytime soon. Neither do I. That's why we're going upstairs. And honestly, I don't know if any room, like any floor, is more dangerous than the other. I figure this whole place is dangerous, so I might as well just go upstairs first. The banisters on the grand staircase landing are solid and at a proper height. Any lower, they would be trouble. There's a small catch in the carpet, though, but as long as nobody tries to run down the stairs until it's fixed, things should be alright. And the stained glass? Art. Restored, no doubt, in the image of the last lady and lord of Ermengarde. Or is it supposed to be until Lady Charlotte's fiancé was brutally murdered? Oh! By a witch of all things, from what I've read. You'd think the historians of this place would be a lot more scrutinizing filtering out stuff like that. I'm amazed they bothered with it, instead of replacing it with some generic cookie-cutter design. This entire piece alone would have cost roughly 500 even million pounds. Lady Charlotte Ermengarde and her beloved. Looking at the mosaic, it's not too far a stretch of the imagination to believe that the depicted images could be Mr. and Mrs. Wright. It can be easily assumed as such if one doesn't know the history of the mansion. Really, a place like this should be protected by the government as a landmark. But what can I do about it? Walking into the East Wing, I try to go into the theater, but is met with an obstacle. Obstacle that is locked doors. I don't want to go in this open ajar room. That's the attic. That's the bad place.
Wow, 40 months. Pride party, pride party, pride party, pride party.
Rin! 40 frickin' months. Thank you so much, Rin, for 40 months of support. You sweet bean. Thank you. All the love and hugs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Woo! Can't stay long on lunch break. No problem. Wanted to pop in for a second. No problem. Thank you, you sweet bean. All the love and hugs. Eat. Good luck at work. Enjoy your lunch. 2 doors, 2, and both of them are locked. I'd be frustrated. Would be, if I hadn't already snuck off while the Wrights were having their little business meeting with the Miss Cooper before to take a peek. With what Mr. Wright wanted, we'd have to install a powerful projector, the type they use in cinemas, and a projection screen. The seats would have to be reupholstered if they're to be any comfortable, and the walls will have to be covered in dark material, paint, wallpaper, or install wall-to-wall carpeting. Really, of all the rooms I would be jealous of, it's this one. I could just picture myself in there, watching old kung fu flicks on the weekend long marathon. Makes me wonder what kind of movies Mrs. Wright would like. Rom-coms, perhaps? Her husband, on the other hand, rather not think about it. In the middle of my notion and planning, I didn't even realize that I'm not alone until I'm caught standing in front of a locked door like a fool.
Were you meaning to go in there? I'm afraid we won't be able to open it up today.
Oh well, I wanted to, but it's fine. I can still survey the rest of the place.
Apologies, but the key was missing when they were handed over. They told us that they'd get right back to us with it.
What? But aren't they supposed to hand over all the keys once property changes hands? That can be grounds to file a complaint.
They were already kind enough to let us move in so early. There's no need to raise a fuss about it. Worst comes to worst, we can call for a locksmith.
The air is heavy and somber when she grows quiet and glances out the window. Out towards the vast expanse that surrounded that would be their house, their home. Then she looks back at me with a sigh and a bitter smile.
Flowers. Yellow flowers. Daffodils, dandelions, and sunflowers and the sort all up front. Just a whole garden of them. They'll make the house look lovely, won't they?
Of course. A garden is a wonderful addition to any home.
As I say this, her eyes roam over me, scrutinizing and thoughtful. I have to hold back the shiver that threatens to run down my spine at being inspected so closely.
Yes, it must be nice.
We're still talking about the gardens, yes?
I mean, not having to worry about what another person thinks of you.
What do you mean by that?
She lifts her hand and points to her wedding ring before it falls listlessly to her side.
Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I didn't marry Luke.
Although I find it ironic that they don't draw that in the picture, but yeah.
There'll be no fights about walk-in closets or silly helipads. I could do with this place as my heart desires until there's nothing but content. Then again, I wouldn't have bought this place if it wasn't a gift for him. I probably wouldn't even be in Luxbourne if it wasn't for him. Maybe I would have moved to London, Manchester, or Birmingham. I might have even left the country altogether. France, Germany, Spain, Canada, Sweden, even America. The possibilities would have been endless.
I didn't know what to say to that. What is there to say?
I'm sorry, I must sound so petty and ungrateful. I do love him. So very much, even if he can be a bit difficult at times.
Oh no, not at all. I'm just confused why you're telling me this, of all people.
Just a whim, I think. Just flights of fancy, that's all. Don't you ever think about one decision you've made in your life and wonder how much would change if you chose to do things differently?
You don't want to come to America, trust us. Well, this was made way before, but yeah.
I try not to dwell on the past, ma'am.
Says you! The key word is try, of course. Thinking of past brings up too many ghosts. Literally. Memories of her. And I do wonder what would change if I had said yes when she asked for me. Maybe she'd still be with me. I return to the present. Just like I said, I try not to dwell on the past. I don't think she'll like it, but I'm gonna say it. Why don't you decide on your own? Ugh, I knew she wouldn't like it. Her worry seems simple enough. I mean, it doesn't have to be as difficult as she makes it out to be, right? No, I mean, it is difficult, but she does need to decide.
Why don't you decide on your own?
I meant nothing against Mr. Wright, of course. I did. Though whiskey buggered me to no end. By law, she would be the owner of the house. Well, unless they signed a joint property ownership anyway, which is a rare thing, as far as I know, especially among these highbrow types. Sure, they could actually love their spouse. I don't doubt the possibility. But money is money, and it makes people do the most horrible things sometimes.
It's your house. You can paint the whole place pink if you want, and there's not much he can do.
The somber expression she had changes to a look of contempt.
I could, but we are husband and wife. Equal partners in marriage, Marianne, though I can see that you don't understand.
It's more that you deserve so much better, girl.
This is his home as much as it is mine. I'm not going to go behind his back over a room.
Kick him out.
And how dare you suggest that?
Nah. 'Cause I almost slept with the bitch. How do I even talk her down without causing further offense? It's in my attempt to shake off my own drama that I end up tripping right into theirs. Because I knew she wasn't gonna like it, but I really wanted to say it. Because really I have no business meddling in the affairs of my clients unless it involved interior design or architecture. Yet here I am, opening my mouth and yapping. I do hate to see a good woman down.
That's not what I meant by it. I just mean that maybe you don't have to get the approval of your husband all the time. Or, well, okay, fine. I know nothing about married life, Mrs. Wright. You're right about that. But I still think you're allowed your indulgences every now and then.
Of course, my form of indulgence meant buying old Slate 780 or 78 RPM country records which I don't even dare use with my gramophone. For her, it could very well be buying an entire houses.
That's just my take on it. A perfect relationship is as rare as hen's teeth. You got what you got. I mean, you're doing well enough without my advice. Sure, look it.
That looked to placate her somewhat. She looks away and starts to favor the view outside once more with a faraway look in her eyes. Oh, I right-clicked.
Feel free to look around the rest of the house. Everything but the theater should be open. Just call if there's need of me.
Of course, Mrs. Wright.
I really shouldn't have opened my big mouth in the first place. This sort of thing only gets me in trouble. Keep it clean, keep it simple, and stick to business, that's it. Be professional. But I failed to do that just because of a pretty face. When she turns to leave, she glances back at me before disappearing into the foyer. I look out the window from where she was standing, and I move on, alone with nothing but my thoughts and her.
Finally, some peace and quiet.
Thought the old biddy would never leave.
I'm gonna save. It's utter madness, this hearing things. You don't want to... Oh, no, I read that. A bit difficult, Hannah? Is that all? Yeah. You can't be considered equal when it's being verbally abusive, though. Yeah. And that he's cheating on you. Like... Oh, wait. I don't think I read that. If meeting Miss Wright has really... Wait. I reckon it's the stress, though I don't really know what exactly I'm stressed about. If meeting Miss Wright has really thrown me for a loop, I'd be worried. If I'm developing some sort of psychosis or disorder, well, I'd call a doctor. But hopefully it isn't that. Not right here and not right now. I mean, it could just be a personal talking cricket. The conscience, so to speak. And I'm only now noticing. Though if it is, it isn't very helpful. Pushing the dilemma of voices in my head aside, I go back to work. But I can barely make it a few steps before everything tilts and shifts. I don't really stumble, but it feels like I'm being thrown off my feet and the rest of the world just follows. Though my feet stay firmly on the ground, and even if I stay mostly upright, I feel like I've been heaved and put off balance. I have to close my eyes in the hopes of willing the sudden sense of vertigo away. But when I open them... Well, I don't feel any less sick because of the sight that greets me. Blood dripped from the walls and the ceiling, pooling downwards and seeping into the curtains and the carpet. A wave of nausea, stronger than the last, hits me along with the overpowering stench of blood and gore. I want to bolt. The rational part of my head is telling me to flee. And I would have gladly done it, as it asked, if only I didn't hear her.
In here, Marianne. Come on. I have something to show you.
Don't follow the voice. I could have ignored it. Would have ignored it. If I only heard it in my head. But I swear that this time it's coming from one of the rooms. Much further into the study. And I feel compelled to pay attention. I can't just turn around and leave. Not when it's her. I don't even think as I follow the sound of her voice. Oh no, did I kill you, Marianne? Oh. Thick as Thieves is the achievement I got. Lurk all you need. Dungeons and Final Fantasy, so we'll pause the stream for now, no problem. Enjoy the dungeons. I'm gonna be playing later, so I get you. It's an Until Dawn Wendigo moment. Lorianne. Lovely Amanda Lorianne. Fiona. She was my friend, the only one that I had at St. Samthan's. I was a scholar, the charity case, in a school for privileged and prestigious young girls. They all looked down at me, if they cared to look at me or acknowledge my presence at all. All except her.
Oh, stop your crying. You know better than to listen to Maeve. Why, I ought to teach that butterface a lesson.
Wait, no, lass. I don't want you getting into trouble with the sisters again.
Relax. It's not like I'm going to stomp her and her lackey's arses flat like last time.
Come on, let's just go back to our dorm room. I don't want to be on my Tobler while you go get yourself punished.
Is Tobler ass?
You'll be fine. Gip's there with you.
Lorianne was there when I needed her, though through my highs and lows. Having her as a friend made being in a strange school away from my father all the more tolerable. She saw this poor, helpless girl who was kept down and shunned by everyone else, and being the kind soul that she was, she rescued me. So brave, so beautiful. She was something else.
I'll eat all the chocolates stashed away in your closet if you go.
I can get more. Just don't go complaining to me if you get a tummy ache because of that.
Well, you don't want to get detention on a weekend, do you? It's a Friday. We can go to town and have some karaoke. And we can have a go at druids and demons again. You're not going to miss that just because of Maeve, are you?
Sometimes I question what I did to deserve a friend like her. In the darkest corners of my mind, where traitorous thoughts lurked, I thought that she only felt sorry for me. Maybe she was just being a good Samaritan, offering a helping hand. And perhaps I had been too selfish to return the favor.
You have a point. I'll just kick her arse on Monday then.
That's not what I mean!
I know what you mean, Em.
Wait, where are you going? You just told me you wouldn't cause trouble.
I still have something to do. Don't worry, it's not like I'm going to burn down her dorm room or something criminal like that. I'm just going to talk to her. Maybe I'll make it so that her room smells like a dog's air biscuit. That'll make it an excellent weekend. I'll see you in a bit, Marianne. Lots of Tobblers.
Well, I guess it's not ass, because lots of ass. Because when she told me that she loved me, I couldn't admit that I felt the same way. Not to her. and not even to myself. It was wrong. I was taught that way, husband and wife, one man and woman, unclean, impure. I prayed for her and I, for our sins and our salvation. I wanted to apologize for disregarding her feelings so callously. It must have been like a slap to her to the face for her. But life had gotten in the way. Exams, which were trivial in hindsight now, took top priority. I had to keep my grades up, to keep my scholarship, for my father. I told myself I would apologize to her when those were over, that I needed to focus first and not let anything distract me. It had been easy when she avoided me like the plague. She was upset. I get that. Oh no, we're back at the mirror painting thing. Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, my heart. To be oneself, according to Urban Dictionary. Oh, okay. It's kind of like Cockney rhyming slang, but isn't. Oh. Toblerone is on my own. Oh. I just know Toblerone as a chocolate. Guess you can say the ghost decorating skills are to die for. I hate this Wolfers. No! Oh my god. Alright. I thought I had the time to make things right, but...
At 7 in the morning, students found a 5th year dead.
She died?
Assumed to have fallen from her dormitory window.
They told us that it was an accident. That was the official statement. But I knew better. She was dead because of me.
Maeve had a hoot when I kicked the bucket, didn't she? Ding dong, the witch is dead!
Wait! Hold up! Maeve's dead? Did Lorianne kill Maeve? I thought it was Lorianne they were saying, and Lorianne killed herself because unrequited love. But Lorianne, goddammit. Lorianne killed Maeve? Ooh, a murderous bitch. Okay. She had, though she didn't say which, Lorianne.
But at least Maeve had the courage to admit how she felt about me.
Wait, what? No, Lorianne killed herself? Oh, damn it. No one killed Maeve. Oh, I misinterpreted. Damn it. Maeve had a hoot when I kicked the bucket. Oh, I read it wrong. Damn it. I thought it took a totally different turn. No, I'm sad again. Damn it. At least Maeve had the courage to admit how she felt about me. Oh, damn it. I'm all sad again. I think she means when the other girl was happy. Yeah, I misread it. Didn't even know how long I've been stuck here in a trance. In the mirror, Lorraine smiles at me. She's as beautiful as I remember her. But then... Jesus Christ, why? I feel bile rise up in my throat as her clean image warps into how she looked when they had found her dead, lying on the cold, hard ground. Good Saint Dymphna? Great wonder worker in every affliction of body and mind, help me. I'm seeing things, hearing things. Am I going completely insane? Looking everywhere but her, I hope and pray that it's enough to will whatever this is to go away. Doesn't even immediately register in my head that I can just leave.
You, on the other hand, can't even look me in the eye.
This isn't real. You're not. You're dead!
I'm dead. Because of you. And you won't even look at me. Look at me.
My breathing quickens and I can feel my heart being torn apart by her words.
I'm so sorry, Lorraine.
Look at me!
I can't take it because she's right. It is my fault. The least I can do is look at what I've done. Lorraine, broken and bleeding, looks at me with such hate-filled eyes. An unnatural smile stretches across her face, and I can only see malice in it. Then she lunges as the mirror ripples around her form, the glass parting like water's surface for her. She grips my shoulders, and I can feel her nails dig deep, sharp even though through the fabric of my clothes.
There you are.
Oh God!
Why don't you love me?
Ah! Ah! I got Daredevil as an achievement. Apologies spill through my lips as tears cloud my vision. But I won't give in to this madness. With every bit of strength I have left, I struggle to get away from her. Fear grips and threatens to choke me. I endure, I escape. And without turning back, I stumble back out. I don't want to say I lived yet. In my panic, I don't even care to look where I'm going. With one hand on the wall to steady me, I just hobble as fast as I can away from the study, away from that mirror. Freedom is bittersweet. I'm free from the madness, it seems, as running out into the hallway reveals it to be in pristine condition. But it means I've turned my back on Lorraine, again. I have no plans of stopping, not until I know I'm safe. And if that means walking back to Luxborn, as ridiculous as the idea is, then so be it. Someone suddenly grabs hold of me, however, fingers digging deep into my shoulder, and my heart nearly stops. My body seizes and I nearly scream.
Marianne, you look awful. I mean, not awful.
Well done, thank you.
Did something happen?
This is why I said it was time to leave. Yeah. Oh my God. Got crying, lying on the cold hard ground. Ow! Ow! God damn it. I was about to say hug this ghost, but I take it back. Hi, August. Yeah, I've been live for a little bit. We're gonna switch shortly here. I'm trying to find a good breaking point in the story, and then we're gonna switch to Hollow Knight. This is what. But yeah, Hannah, save us.
This is right.
Aww. Without thinking, there's a cat here. Got it. Without thinking, I sought comfort seeing that it wasn't her. It's a sudden impulsive thing to do. Had I been in better condition, I wouldn't even dare to do such a thing. But I didn't know what else to do. Though I know I shouldn't, her warmth, her scent, they grounded me. She is intoxicating.
Marianne, what's going on? Oh, you're shaking like a leaf.
Tremors run through my body as soon as my mind realized I'm no longer in danger. I wanted to cry, scream about what I'd seen, but like a scared child, I couldn't control myself. Don't switch, this is awesome. I figured when this is wrapped up. My mind couldn't reconcile with what I had seen. I should just write it off as a figment of my imagination, yet I can still feel her nails cutting into my skin.
Are you sick? Should I call for a doctor?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Wright. Just feeling a little woozy and lightheaded is all.
Let's get you somewhere to sit down then. Come on, don't worry, I have you.
Aw, a lie. But a whole lot less complicated than telling her I was attacked by a dead girl. When the feeling of fear eases off, I feel nothing but shame for my actions. I quickly back away as I clear my throat and nod my thanks.
I think I've had enough looking around. If it's all right with you and Mr. Wright, I'll meet you outside.
If you're sure, I'll have the car started. Do you need assistance heading downstairs?
I'm all right, ma'am. Just go on ahead and I'll be right there.
It seems to placate her worries, though only for a brief second, before she heads down. I don't miss the concerned glance she shoots my way, hidden quickly under another smile. I won't begrudge her for it, that worry. The look on my face must have been strange enough sight on its own. Even I am still reeling from it, from whatever that was. Her voice still whispers in my ear. After all these years, she's still... No, Marianne. Shaking my head of the thoughts, I drag in a breath, then follow shortly after Miss Wright. Whatever has happened in the past, it's long gone. Only memories now. And those are things I can no longer bring back. Aww. Well, I lived, so that's good. Should I finish what this is? Or is it like, or is this a good stopping point? Please don't run into Luke Bag on the way out. Well, we have to drive back with him, unfortunately. I think. I mean, unless, Plastic, you genuinely want your pick to be switched to this to continue, but, like, I totally get, if you want Hollow Knight, that's totally fine, too. I'm fine either way. Finish? Well, we're not going to finish. I don't think. Like, because if you look at the, journal, we still have all these days left, which obviously it skips around, like, I went from the 22nd to the 24th, but, like, I don't know how much of Marianne's I have left. I'm hooked now? Oh, so do you just want me to continue? True, it was just a QTE, though, so it doesn't mean she'll stay alive for the story yet. I know that'll be a decision I make, so we'll see. I'm really nervous about it, though. But if you want me to have your pick be this, I can do that. That's up to you, Plastic. No pressure whatsoever. Keep going. I want to see Miss Wright leave her cheating husband. Well, we already did that in Miss Wright's route. I have no idea what Marianne's entails. So, because we did Miss Wright's route, and you can choose to stay with him or to take a break. It's not divorce. I took a break. So I don't know what that means, but officially, yes, she is going to be. Another 2 hours and you'd probably get close to finishing this chapter. So if you want to see possibly the end of Marianne's, that might happen in 2 hours. I ship Miss Wright and Marianne. I kind of do. I don't think Marianne's gay, though. Not Marianne. Miss Wright. I don't think Miss Wright's gay. She's only shown interest in Zach and Luke. So I'd be very shocked. Vaccine! Wait, Kotana was waiting for Hollow Knight? Well, Kotana doesn't like horror. So, yeah. But it's up to you, Plastic. It's your pick. You pay for it, so it's completely up to you. Sadly, I have to go for a bit. Hopefully, I'll be back before stream ends. No problem, Fran. Take care of yourself. Enjoy your day. I prefer Zach with Hannah. I don't like Marianne as a character, like her personality, I mean. I don't hate her, though, just personally speaking. That's fair. That's fair. I want Hannah and Zach to be friends, if that makes sense. But I don't know if that's going to happen. Yeah, Cortana says, oh no, to the spooks, which is fair. To the spoops. Let's switch to Hollow Knight. You sure? I just want to double check it.